Hello, everybody. We're continuing on the time management series. And I talked about the 10 things for better time management, and I call that acronym SPADE. Today, we're going to really look at how do we prioritize wisely. Let me tell you a story. There was a philosopher who brought a jar, rocks, pebbles, and sand to a class. He then took the large rocks and started to fill the jar. He asked the class, "Is the jar full?" They all said yes. He then took the pebbles and then filled the jar up. The pebbles were interspersed with the rocks. He asked the question again, and the answer was, "Yes, the jar is full." He then took the sand and then put it into the jar, and the sand found its place in the jar. And he asked the question again, "Is the jar full?" And the answer was, "Yes." The philosopher asked, "What's the key question which we're trying to answer in time management?" And the answer from the class was, "Given time, we can always accommodate anything which we have available." The philosopher challenged and said, "Actually, the big rocks are priorities or the high important activities. If you don't fill the jar up first with high important activities, you're going to get smaller tasks and other distractions to fill the jar up." So a key thing is, how do we start to fill our jar with the big rocks? One technique I used is called the Eisenhower Matrix. This one was actually used to help us with better time management, and it is organized into 4 quadrants. We look at every task and activity and organize them in the priorities of importance and urgency. High important and urgent tasks are what we call do. These are tasks with deadlines and consequences which need to be done. Not so urgent but important tasks need to be scheduled because these ones are the tasks which lead to long-term goal achievement. The not important tasks and urgent tasks are irritations which come, and you need to make sure that you delegate them. And last but not the least are tasks which are not important and not urgent, and you need to make sure that you delete these distractions. Eisenhower Matrix gives us a good framework to prioritize things. Some best practices as you use the Eisenhower Matrix is to have do lists for both your personal and private activities. We think that about 10 tasks would be the maximum you should go after. It is better to color code them so that as you color code them, you can make sure that you know which tasks and categories you need to work first on. You should also make sure that you first eliminate tasks before you then start to optimize and prioritize these tasks. Some of these things and techniques can be followed to make a good and active to-do list. One of my friends, Sukumar and Kumar Anandan, who are co-founders of Tiny Magic, created their own version of the Eisenhower Matrix. They called the first zone reactive zone 1. The second zone, which is the important part, they call it the green zone. This is the tasks and activities which lead to long-term goal achievement. And then they had the zone 4, which is the entertainment zone. What happens is, as we start to put each of the tasks in each of the different quadrants, it is very difficult to make sure that we have an accountability structure to execute on them. The reactive zone ones, or the high priority ones, what we call the do task list, do come from prioritization from our clients and bosses and external stimuli, and there is higher accountability structure. We need to make sure that we get them done. The green zone are tasks and activities which lead to our own self goals, and therefore the accountability structure is more self-oriented. And as procrastination is a key impediment to these tasks and activities, we need to make sure that we have ways in which we can get over procrastination. The entertainment zone are things like TV and social media, whatever that takes to relax us, but it gives us an illusion that we have no time or space. This is equivalent to the sand. We need to start to make sure that we get to do these activities after we have done reactive zone 1 and green zone. So, how do we create the accountability structure for the green zone? Our friends Sukumar and Kumar Anandan recommend that you create a tiny daemon somebody who can get you into the habit of doing tasks and activities in the green zone over the tasks and activities in the entertainment zone. For this series, I have taken two books. One, Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and the Eisenhower Matrix. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.